This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Somebody needs to get Candace Owens to a chiropractor right away because her back is strained. It may be broken from carrying the weight of white supremacy for so long. The other day, Kanye West tweeted well, first of all, this photo was made public of him wearing a White Lives Matter sweatshirt, sitting alongside who I believe to be Candace Owens. A White Lives Matter. Now, I'm not going to get into the entire origin of Black Lives Matter and how White Lives Matter is absolutely a stupid slur and a juxtaposition, a defiant juxtaposition of Black Lives Matter. And I've said it before that until Black Lives Matter, all lives can't matter. And white lives do matter and have mattered for centuries. We are the dominant power structure in America. We have set up a system of white supremacy in America. We don't need Kanye's help protecting white lives. We don't need Candace Owens' help. The white power structure will remain for centuries to come. So he tweeted this tweet then, attacking Jews, I guess, where he said this: "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is, I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda." The Jewish agenda is a long used slur and conspiracy theory. The Jews control the media. The Jews this. They have space lasers causing forest fires. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene level insanity, jackassery, hate, and bigotry. That's what this is. So he got kicked off Twitter. He got kicked off Instagram, I believe. I don't follow Kanye because he is another one who carries water for white supremacy, hanging out with Donald Trump, hugging on Donald Trump, wearing his MAGA hat. He's gross. He's stupid. He's sinister, sending his goons to intimidate poll workers in Georgia, trying to turn the election for Donald Trump. He's not just mentally ill. I do believe he is. He has been diagnosed. He's talked about it at length. But two things can be true at the same time. He can be both mentally ill, which is a bummer, and he needs absolute care for that. He needs treatment for that. But he can also be a sinister grifter and charlatan and water toter for white supremacists like Donald Trump and his fellow toter of white supremacy, Candace Owens. So she released this video defending, with the most ridiculous arguments in the world, defending the tweet, the anti-Semitic tweet that got him kicked off Twitter. Watch Candace Owens just breaking her back, carrying water for white supremacy.
That was the tweet. And people subsequently demanded that the tweet be taken down for anti-Semitism. Now, if you are an honest person, you did not think this tweet was anti-Semitic. You did not think that he wrote this tweet because he hates or wants to genocide Jewish people. This does not represent the beginning of the Holocaust. That's if you're an honest person, you will admit that, right? If you're an honest person, when you read this tweet, you had no idea what the hell he was talking about. I had no idea when I read this tweet what the hell he was talking about. This tweet inspired questions, not answers. First and foremost, what is DEFCON 3? Did he mean DEFCON 3, which would be a military defense position, not an offense for those of you that are offended, a military defense position? Is he tweeting this because he's reading the Newsweek headline calling him an anti-Semitic? Is he angry because he can't believe that he's not free to talk about people in his life who happen to be Jewish, right? without being accused of anti-Semitism? Is he saying, I'm not going to shut up and I'm going to keep tweeting and I'm going to keep calling these people out, referring to his friends that he feels slighted by? Is he talking about Jared Kushner and Josh Kushner? If you're a liar, you'll say, I know I was scared, Candace. I actually thought that Kanye West was going to launch a military strike in Israel. Because that's the reaction. Like when I woke up and I looked at the headlines, the reaction was like Kanye West had gotten together a military strike and it was going to go forward in the morning time in Israel. That was the reaction that was met with this tweet. Now, once again, I want to make this very clear. This is not a defense of his tweet. This is an open question, which never seems to happen anymore. It's like you cannot even say the word Jewish without people getting upset, in the same way that you're not allowed to say black anymore, in the same way that if you talk about the struggles of black Americans and you talk about the people in black America, like Patrisse Cullors, the founder of Black Lives Matter, who are harnessing emotions to enrich their pockets, right?
That wasn't a defense of his tweet, says grifter Candace Owens. It's just an open question. I'm just asking questions, y'all. No one thought this was the start of another Holocaust. No one thought Kanye West was going to initiate a military strike against Israel. No one. No one. He used the phrase death con. Even if he mistook and didn't understand what DEF CON was, how are you going to ascribe him the understanding that DEF CON is a defensive position, is a defensive military action? All of these open questions that you're asking, Candace Owens. You yourself said you didn't understand the tweet, yet you rush to his defense. Toting water for white supremacy. Carrying water for racists and virulent anti-Semites. And you did it with the most absurd arguments maybe ever uttered. This is what conservatism is today. It is making arguments against things that were never argued. It is culture war nonsense. It is bigotry. It is racism. It is hatred. It is, I'm just asking questions. Should trans people exist? Do immigrants make our country poorer and dirtier? I'm just asking questions. No. Not on my watch. Candy, not on my watch. What do you think about this? I would love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Let's talk about this. You can also get at me at social media, at Dollemore is where I am, at Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else. Follow me there. And if I do something for you that brings you value on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis and you'd like to contribute to my work, help support producing my content, click the join button below this video. Become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can go over to my Patreon page at patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Both those are great ways to help support and produce what I do, with me coasting into colon cancer surgery next week, which will be Wednesday. You'll soon see, if you haven't already, a new face on the channel, my wife, my podcast co-host, and now maybe future YouTuber, who knows? Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.